Hello Clive, one or two swings for you to have a look at that we did from a lesson a couple of days ago. I've split the screen into 4 sections with Brad Lamb, who we've used as a model before, Australian tour player. Great example, especially on the sort of posture side of things, which is one of the things I really want to discuss in this particular session with you. If we have a look at just them swinging in sort of reasonable sort of slow-mo between all of them. So a few swings to sort of see there. You can see really there that what we're trying to do here with your posture is just try and get this angle with your spine a little bit straighter. If you look at Brad on the lower side here, his back is much straighter sort of position. So he's really got a good tilt over from the hips. Yours just looks a little bit rounded, and this is really what I feel is affecting your arm hang position here. And it's also contributing towards getting the wrist cupping up on the way back, which is that horrible word I know you hate now probably, and we'll get rid of it eventually, but it's just something that was sort of ingrained in there before we started our sessions. So from the front on side of things, I think it's starting to look really good now. You're nicely on the wall here. A couple of little points is we're trying to always just make sure your left foot doesn't flare out too much. Because I want to create this rotational movement with your body on the way back, so just not so much with the left foot being out, also with the left arm, and always sort of nagging you on this side of things, but just need to really just relax that left arm up a bit. If it's too tight here, it creates this real sort of cupping position with your left wrist at address. You can see Brad's here a little bit more relaxed, looking at the elbow. Very subtle differences, but enough that he'll get more of a rotational movement on the way back, whereas you'll still get a little bit of a tilt and a bit of a cup with the wrists as we go back. So just to point out one or two things here, as he goes back here halfway, like that, you can see the way already that Brad's belt line here is quite level there. Still got the angle with his right knee, whereas yours is starting to tilt quite a bit here. Okay, so this is one of the things I think we need to really have a little look at, is this idea of your belt line is like that on the way back, and you can see Brad's quite level. Okay, shoulders are really as a main result of that are keeping left shoulders up a bit more, right shoulders a little bit lower on the way back. So carrying on up to the top. Okay, so you can see the difference there really at the top there, because your wrists have just cupped a little bit. It's got a very narrow in here. I'd like to see it this gap between your hands and your right shoulder a bit more. Okay, and this whole rotational thing on the way back is going to give you far more sort of what we call the out and back position, where your left side's coming out the way, right side's going back in the right sort of manner. Okay, so let's have a look as we just let's shoot up the top of your backswing there, looking down the line. Okay, so you can already see here the straightening of the right leg here, whereas Brad's just held on to a little bit more of an angle there, and his arms are in a slightly different position at the top of the swing. Okay, look at down into impact, and I'm looking at this one where my arrow is pointing at the moment. As we come down there, look how far away from your body your hands are in relation to what Brad will look like. His hands are dropping, you see here. The club's approaching nicely from behind his hands and then coming in front of his hands to actually strike the ball, but he's still hitting it nicely from the inside, and then all the way through to the finish. Okay, whereas you've got a bit of a high finish on this particular swing, and I know you've been working on getting those arms down a bit. So I think the main thing is we want to have a look at, certainly the next time I see you, is we'll just have a look at this posture, work on the shape from the front side of things, and see how we go. Alright, take care, see you soon.